Well, how do you do, everybody? Welcome to baseball action as the Wilmette Waves take a road trip and go to Washington, Illinois for the Washington, Illinois tournament.
This is the Metro Chicago Sports Network. Welcome to baseball action. We're in Washington, Illinois for the tournament between, this game is between Rock Island and the Wilmette Waves. And we're all set to get underway. Miguel Serrera will lead it off for the Rock Island squad. Miguel Serrera. And we are set to play. Ben Beck on the mound. First offering. It was low a ball. Might have been a little outside as well. Ball one. The lefty delivers. Foul ball back, and the count evens up at 1-1 to Serrera. Just underway. And the delivery, a ground ball, and that's through for the base hit. Leadoff single. Tanner Thomer, the batter, to face Ben Breck. Run around at first, nobody out. They lock and load. High, a ball. Fly ball, keep it a close eye at first, but the runner was not going. We're doing this a little different than we're actually announcing while we're at the game. Usually we don't do that. And Breck steps off. Running with the lead off first. And Breck delivers, and again high, a ball. 2-0. Thomer's ready. Breck delivers. In there for a strike, and the count goes blackjack. 2-1. Kind of a cloudy gray afternoon here in Washington, Illinois. So we're going to have a strike, and the count evens up at deuces. Outfield playing pretty much straight away. Shade a little bit to right. So the first runner back. Braxton to wind up the pitch outside the ball, and the count's gone full. Shooting through the screen again, like we do at Evanston. Foul ball. Count holds. These two teams have had a long history, actually. And at times it has not been a pleasant one. But it has also been a good rivalry in that I can remember a game a couple of years ago between these two that went 1-0 Rock Island's way for a championship of the tournament. Foul ball. Count holds full. Breck is ready. And strike three. Got him. That's one away. Michael Barnett, the batter, for the Rock Island squad. Foul tip, strike. I know the high school in Rock Island is nicknamed the Rocks, but I don't know what they call the American Legion team. That's a ball low and inside. Last time we were Down here at Washington, Illinois, Josh Perlmutter put on a home run show with wooden bat. High pop-up, shortstop calling for it, and has it for the out. 2 down. Tyler Ulfig, the batter. Now the pitch in there for a strike. There goes the runner. They got him on the tag, caught stealing, and we're done with the top half of the first inning. At the end of a half inning of play, Rock Island nothing and Wilmette coming to bat. Scott Hummus leading it off for the Wilmette Waves here in the bottom half of the first inning, just underway. And strike one. At the letters, outside corner. The lefty delivers, and that's low ball, and the count was up at 1-1. Rock Island and Wilmette, opposite sides of the state. Just about equal. You could take I-80 or even I-88 and go basically right across the state. Foul ball. I always call this part of Illinois outstate instead of downstate, as so many people do. It's Chicago and downstate, that's all. It's the ball. And the count evens up at deuces to Hamas. Eric Hoffman on deck. And base hit. Leadoff single for Hamas. Here's Eric Hoffman. Matt Erickson on the mound for Rock Island. And Rock Island also plays their outfield pretty much straight away. Going to bunt. Missed it. Strike. Didn't matter. Stolen base for Hamas. So Scott Hamas with the stolen base is at second. Hoffman steps back in. The delivery. And now he bunts, and it is a beauty. And yes, they did get him on the sacrifice by the second baseman covering the bag. And meanwhile, over to third goes Hamas. So 1 out, runner at third. Here's Brent Segvich. So Segvich bats. And the delivery. That's low ball, ball one. Baseball. All during the summer. Yeah, believe it or not, we're already getting our football schedule into shape. There's a ground ball up the middle. Shortstop has it. He'll throw it to first, but that'll allow the run to come home, and Hamas scores, making it 1-0. Here's Logan Weibel. He was the big hero in that Palatine first game of the doubleheader with a double in the top of the 10th inning. It's a ball one. There's a strike. The Waves come into this game with a record of 14-2. And ball outside. Both losses coming this week, I think. Might be just the fact that there's so many games that they played in the last 2 weeks here. I might have caught up with them a little bit. Ground ball. And it's through for the base hit. Through the 5-6 hole. And a single for Weibel. And here's Will Frankie. Part of the problem when you play as many games as this, you run out of pitching. Pitch high and outside the ball. Matt Erickson on the mound. Pair of lefties facing off today. Waves have drawn first blood, leading 1-0. Swinging a bit straight to Will Frankie. Kind of a humid day here in Washington. First game of 2 games we'll be covering from Washington, Illinois. Foul tip, got a teeny little piece of it. Two out. Wilmette 1 run now on 2 hits. And Frankie swinging a bit, strike 3, and we're done with the inning. So at the end of 1, it's Wilmette 1 and Rock Island 0, and we'll be back with more.
Check out the Metro Chicago's homepage website for the list of all the games that are available on our YouTube affiliate. And then, of course, check out our broadcasts on demand on YouTube. Drive at dusk or night, make sure you turn on your lights. A message in the public interest from the Metro Chicago Sports Network. Where we go to the top of the second inning.
Top of the second inning. And Tyler Ulfeg gets a new chance at batting. He was at bat when the runner got thrown out at second, trying to steal. Ulfeg fouls one off to the left. Going to give chase, but it's going to be a triangle shot. Foul ball. 1-1 on the count. Delivery. Low and outside. The count goes blackjack. And a fly ball. Going to give chase, and center fielder takes it for the out. And Jake Foy bats for Rock Island. Pitch is low, ball 1. And the delivery by Breck. Foul ball back to the screen. See, we even get him here. Back. 1-1 to Foy. And Breck delivers. Foul ball back. 1-2. Now the delivery. Pitch is high, a ball. And the count evens up at deuces. 2-2. 2-2 the count. Got a little bit of a breeze coming up every once in a while. Making things a little nicer. It is kind of sticky. Another one fouled off.
You're on it, Chris. You're on it.
And the count holds.
I saw you.
Ben Breck looks in, gets his sign from Logan Weibel. And a pitch low, ball. And the count's gone full. To Jake Foy. One out, nobody got it. Top of the second. And ball 4. So Foy gets a free pass to first. Dalton Howard, the batter for Rock Island. And the pitch. That's high, a ball 1. Nice. ballpark they have here in Washington, Illinois. Breck takes a couple of looks over at first. And a strike. About knee high, thigh high. Outer half. 1-1 the count. And squibbed foul. 1-2 to Dalton Howard. Breck looks over to first. And a long look, long enough that the batter steps out. Foy with his lead. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Dalton Howard out. Here's Mitch Erickson. 2-away. Breck again looks over at Foy and will throw over there, runner back. Now the delivery. Strike on the outside corner, right at the knees. 0-1, rather, on Mitch Erickson. That's the ball. Actually, hopefully, the next 4 weeks, if everything goes according to plan, Wilmette will be in a tournament and be out of town. Next week in real time at Westfield, Indiana, then Ottawa, Illinois, Battle Creek, and hopefully beyond. That's a ball low and inside, and the count's gone to blackjack to Mitch Erickson. As we after next week in real time, the Westfield tournament, all the rest is playoffs. 3-1.
Come on, Ben, win the war now.
Ben Breck. Looked a couple of times, and it was long enough that Mitch Erickson steps out. Breck into the windup. Again, looks over at first. And delivers. Swing and a bit. Strike. And the count's gone full. A lot of pitches. A lot more than Breck usually makes here through these first 2 innings. He's gone deep in the count a couple of times. Now the pitch, swinging a ground ball. The throw will be to first, and they got him, and that be it for the second. At the end of 2, it's 1-0. Wilmette leading Rock Island. Take that back. We go to the bottom half of the second. Bottom half of the second, and Tim Fox leading it off. The face, Erickson, high pop-up, and pitcher Erickson takes it himself, 1 up, 1 down. Alex Kaplan, the batter. Here's a strike 1. Sammy Visconti on deck. Goes to bunt, bunts it foul. And the delivery to Kaplan, high and outside the ball. 1-2 the count. To Alex. Banning here in the bottom of the second inning. Swinging a ground ball, third baseman. Long throw and plenty of time. And there's 2 away. Here's Sammy Visconti. And the first pitch well outside the ball, ball 1. Wilmette leading 1-0. And the ball back to the backstop. 2-0 on Sammy Visconti. And a strike. And the count's gone blackjack at 21. High pop-up foul and back and out of play. And the count evens up at deuces. 2 out, nobody on. Bottom of the second. They lock and load in strike 3, and 3 up, 3 down for Wilmette in the second. So now we've played 2, and it is 1-0 Wilmette. We'll be back with more.
The Metro Chicago Sports Network is seen on cable and on the internet on our YouTube affiliate. Drive now. Text later. Stop the text. Stop the wrecks. A message in the public interest by the Metro Chicago Sports Network, where we go to the top of the third inning.
Top of the third inning. And Seth Albright leading it off for Rock Island. And a pitch looked like it probably was low for a ball. Might have been a little inside. Ben Brecht on the mound. Foul tip, and the counting was up at 1-1. And the sun has made an appearance here this morning in real time. A morning game. Here's a strike, 1-2. The sophomore, going to be junior pitcher, delivers. High bounder. Pick up. The throw by Sasinski in time. And one away. Nice play by Sasinski on the high bounder. Here's Sam Lutens. Lutens goes to bunt, pops it in the air and fouls it off. Breck gets the sign and the pitch. Another one fouled back. Those shots back at the net, I've had that happen a lot of times. Still scares you a little bit. Now the delivery. And fouled out of play. Count remains 0-2. Now Brecht looks in. Gets the sign from Logan Weibel. And a high fly ball. Center fielder on a giddy up, not going to get to it. And Lutens on his way to second will make it with a stand-up double. Back to the top of the batting order for Rock Island. Here's Miguel Sorrera. He singled his first time up to lead off the ball game. So runner at second with 1 out. And a pitch high, a ball. They look back, the delivery, swing it a bit straight. 1-1. Lutens with his leadoff second. Breck, long look back there. Second one. And the ball low. I've frequently made comments about that. You look back once, and they get the message. You look back twice, That pitch is going to be a ball. I find it. Ball 3. Three and one. One out. One on. Top of the third. Wilmette leading 1-0. And a little squibber foul. And the count's gone full to Sierra. Squibber, a little ground ball. Sosinski, long throw, got him. 2 down. And runner over to third. Here's Stephen Thomer, number 2 in the batting order. Takes the pitch high and outside of ball 1. Wilmette Waves baseball. We'll be back for our 28th season. Well, actually, we started our 28th season. Cable broadcast. Got football, basketball, hockey, and baseball again next year, I assume. Ground ball. Saw a little roller. The pick up by Visconti over to first in time. And we're done with the top half of the third. In the inning, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom half of the third, and Wilmette continues to hold on to a 1-0 lead. Here's Eddie Sosinski. He's made a couple of nice plays at shortstop today. Pitches high ball. Clay Sosinski seems to be getting more and more comfortable. Clay Sosinski getting more and more comfortable at that shortstop position. Why do I keep... It's in my head. I must have had a player somewhere named Eddie Sosinski. I don't know where that comes from. I apologize. So Clay Sosinski bats. And a foul ball. But after all, I've been doing sports now for 43 years, and bound to have names. Now, I'm not beginning to understand how. Well, there's a line shot, base hit, a single for Clay Sosinski. I now understand Harry Carey and some of the older guys and their mispronunciations and calling guys by the wrong names and everything else. Here's Scott Hammes. Of course, when you're young, you think the guy's an idiot. You get older. Throw to first, and Sosinski back. Then you realize. And the problem is, as you get older, it doesn't get any better. Scott Hammes. There goes the runner. There goes the throw, and not in time. Stolen base for Clay Sosinski. That pitch was a ball to Scott Hammes. The runner at second goes to bunt. Takes the pitch high, a ball. Pulled it back in time. 2-0 to Scott Hammes. The look back, and there goes the runner, and another stolen base. So runner at third. Nobody out. Scott Hammes scored the only run of the ball game so far. And a strike. And 3-1 on the count to Hammes. And the delivery. Ball 4. And the Waves have something going here. Runners at the corners. Nobody out. Here's Eric Hoffman. He'll look the first, the pitch outside the ball. Matt Erickson on the mound for Rock Island. Bottom of the third. Goes to bunt. He did offer strike. 1-1 the count. You want to bunt. You don't want to offer that bat head on. You want to drag it down the line. There goes the runner. And a stolen base for Hamas. Uncontested with the runner at third. So, 2 in scoring position with nobody out for Wilmette. And took a ball outside as, again, Hoffman showed bunt. And the count's 3-1 for the number 2 batter in the lineup for Wilmette this afternoon. And he did offer strike. I think he didn't think he did, but in any case, we've got a full count here. And ball 4, surfs up, waves on each one of the bases. Erickson, Hamas on second, Clay Szynski at third, and Brent Sigovich, the batter, number 3 in the batting order. Well, the surf's up, and a ball 1. But one thing that Wilmette has certainly shown, apart from scoring runs, has been their pitching staff. Very stingy with hits. Foul ball. And the count's gone blackjack. Segovich. High fly ball, that's deep. And no, he's not going to get to it. Segovich has himself an extra base hit. He's on his way to segment the double, and that'll score 2 for Wilmette. As Segovich gets a hold of one, puts it into the gap in right center. And Wilmette leads 3-0. And here's Logan Weibel. So Logan Weibel bats, 2 in scoring position. Still nobody out. There's a strike. Hoffman at third. Segovich at second. Matt Erickson delivers. A strike. 0-2 to Logan Weibel. Will Frankie on deck. Bottom of the third. Swing and a miss. Drop. Third strike, but they'll get him. And there's one away. Here's Will Frankie. There's a strike. Strike what? To Frankie. So Will Frankie still has 2 in scoring position, now with 1 out. Shortened the bunt, took a pitch high for a ball. 1-1. Last time we were down here, Josh Perlmutter put on a home run show. Swinging a bit straight. 1-2. They look back, the delivery, and a high pop-up. First baseman calling for it, and dropped it. So Frankie stays alive. The count remains 1-2 on Frankie. Runners with their lead. Strike three. Caught him on the inside corner. And there's two away. Here's Tim Fox. So Fox bats. And again, two in scoring position, now with two out. But Segovich, when the surf was up, bases loaded double, has brought home two more runs to add to the Wilmette Waves lead. Now they lock and load, swing and a miss, strike. 0-2 to Fox. Runners with their lead. The pitch on the way, and got a hold of it, a little fly ball. Might be trouble out there. Nice running catch by the center fielder for the out in the inning. So we played 2-3. It's now Wilmette 3 and Rock Island nothing, and we'll be back with more in just a moment.
Metro Chicago Sports Network now offers instant notification of all the uploads from the network onto YouTube. And you can do that by following us on Twitter at Braun Mark, or you can friend us on Facebook at Mark Braun, or you can also like us on the Metro Chicago Sports Network homepage. Don't be a party to teenage drinking. Parents who host lose the most. A message in the public interest from the Metro Chicago Sports Network. Wilmette leading Rock Island as we go to the fourth.
The fourth inning. And strike one. Michael Barnett batting here, top of the fourth inning. Ben Breck delivers, pitches low ball, and the count was up at 1-1 to Michael Barnett. Ground ball. Oh, nice pickup by Visconti over to first. They got him. One up, one down. Here's Tyler Olfig. And Tim Fox has started warming up down the line. Pitches low ball. They don't. Ben Brecht is on usually on a pretty strict pitch count. There's a strike. 1-1. Wilmette's got a 3-0 lead. Pitches low and outside the ball to Olfing. And the count's gone blackjack to him. They lock and load. In there for a strike, and the count evens up at deuces. And Scribber foul, count holds at deuces. Next week in real time, we finish up County MAC League baseball. The games our back-to-back series with Glenview and Loyola. And I think, I'm not sure, but I think Wilmette is already assured of going to Ottawa. Ball 4. That is going into the playoffs. And Olfig aboard via the walk. Here's Jake Foy. He walked his last time up. Another pitch low ball. Outfield playing straightaway. And looks like they're giving up a little bit of that gap. Ball 2. A little bit of the gaps in the power alleys. Ball 3. And Tim Fox working a little harder down there in the bullpen. Runner with the lead off first. And ball 4. So 2 on and nobody out. I'll make that 1 out. Ben Breck done for the afternoon, and now pitching is Tim Fox, and he faces Dalton Howard. And the pitch is low and inside the ball. Ball 1. 2 on. Both via free passes, 1 out. Swinging a ground ball. Foul ball just outside of third. Not by much, but it was outside. And down in the corner, out in the street. 1-1 on the count. The look back by Fox. The pitch, swinging a miss, straight. 1-2. Again, the look back. And a ball. A runner went about halfway, goes back to second for Rock Island. Deuces on the count now. The lock and load inside, and the count's gone full to Howard. Swing a fly ball. Left fielder waits. Takes it for the out. 2-away. Here's Mitch Erickson, the bat. So 2 out, 2 on. Both via free passes. Swinging a ground ball. Tough chance. Pick up the long throw. Not in time. And a little infield single. And the bases are loaded for Rock Island. Well, both Brett Segovich and Clay Sasinski gave it the try, but just not hit hard enough to be able to get the runner at first. The pitch. That's a ball inside. Ball 1. Seth Albright, the batter. Bases are loaded. 2 out. Top half of the 4th inning. It's outside the ball, and it's 2-0. No place to put him. Bases are loaded. Now the pitch, foul ball back. And the count's blackjack to Seth Albright. Outside. And it counts 3-1. And a foul ball, the count goes full at 3-2. We had a lot of full counts today. Three and two. They look back. Strike three. Wow. Big one. And we're halfway home in the ball game. And Wilmette leads 3-0. And Alex Kaplan leads on the bottom of the fourth. Swinging a bit. Strike one. The pitch, there's a bunt, and he's going to make it. I think, yes, got away. And the single in the air puts Kaplan aboard at second. Here's Sammy Visconti. And Visconti shows bunt, pulls it back, and bunts it, and it's a beauty. It's going to move the runner along, and he beat it out anyway. A little infield single, a bunt single for Visconti. And two aboard with nobody out for Wilmette. And I will enunciate it properly this time. Clay Sasinski. Sorry about that. Show the bunt. And let it go by for a ball. Ball one. Runners at the corner. Nobody out. Pitch is high, a ball. 2-0 to Clay Sasinski. Third baseman pulled into the edge of the grass. Obviously with two bunt singles. And the ball gets away on the error. That'll score a run. And going all the way to third is Sasinski. Take that back. All the way to third anyway. Another and a run in. Sasinski's still at bat. And now the infield pulled in looking for a play at the plate. Swinging a bit straight. For nothing. Now. Two errors in the inning by Rock Island. High pop-up foul and back and out of play. 0-2. Erickson with the sign, the pitch, and it's low ball. And a little inside as well. And the count's 1-2. One and two the count. Oh, is it a full count? Okay. And ball four. So Sasinski. The scoreboard was off. I was looking up there. So the count was full, and Sasinski draws the walk, and that puts runners again back on the corners. And Scott Hamas, the batter, back to the top of the batting order for the Waves. They probably have kids running the clock. That's the scoreboard there. And the pitch inside the ball, and stolen base without throw. Sasinski to second. Runners with their lead, second and third. Here's a strike, and the count evens up at 1-1. And a strike, 1-2. Inside corner at the knees. 1-2 the count. Thomas has been on base the last 2 times he's been up there. Strike 3. They'll throw to first, get the runner. The runners hold at second and third. 1 away. Here's Eric Hoffman. Goes to bunt, takes a pitch down in the dirt, a ball. Didn't get away far enough from the catcher to allow the runners to advance. And it's 1-0. There goes the bunt up in the air, taken in foul territory, 2 away. Here's Brent Segovich. Has the big hit of the ball game for Wilmette. A bases loaded double to the right center field gap. There's a strike, strike 1. Segovich bats. Runners with their late. And the delivery. Little foul tip. Visconti at third. Zasinski at second. And a pitch high, a ball. Held up in time. The old adage, nothing above the hands. 1-2. A little slow ground ball. Shortstop has it. Throws in time. And we have played 4. Wilmette leading 4-0. We'll be back with more from Washington, Illinois.
Check out great games of the past on the Metro Chicago Sports Network on YouTube. And you can catch that list of all the games that are uploaded on the internet by going to the Metro Chicago Sports Network homepage website. Buckle up, Illinois. It's the law. A message in the public interest for the Metro Chicago Sports Network. Top of the 5th inning.
This is Sam Luton's to lead off here in the 5th inning. Swinging a miss. Swinging a little foul ball. Tim Fox on in relief of Ben Brecht. Top of the 5th. Low and outside the ball. And the count's 1-1. And strike, 1-2. Beautiful pitch. Well, I've actually spent a lot of time in this part of Illinois. I went through here about 8 times last year watching Charlie Tilson playing for the Peoria Chiefs. And then 2 years ago, I was here for the tournament. Strike 3 and Luton's out number 1. Back to the top of the batting order, and Miguel Serrera for Rock Island. You're watching baseball on the Metro Chicago Sports Network. Now into our 28th season sports coverage. Swing a little foul tip by Sierra. Fox delivers outside the ball, and the count evens up at 1-1. Another one fouled away. 1-2. Shooting through the netting. Sometimes we'll get a fuzzy shot. That's the focus. Don't blame your TV on that one. That's low and away a ball, and it counts deuces. And the count goes full. Boy, we've had a lot of full counts today. Fox delivers. Swinging a ground ball foul, and the count holds full. Time call. And Serrera steps back in. Went out, nobody on. Ground ball. Right to Sammy Visconti. Over there to Matt Bosco for the out. And 2 away. Here's Stephen Thomer. And a pitch low ball. Ball 1. One out. Top of the 5th. Strike on the outside corner, and the counting was up at 1-1. Tim Fox on in relief. Has pitched very well. High and outside the ball. And the count's gone blackjack. 21. And a hard ball right down the line. That's a fair ball. And into second. With the double is Thomer. Here's Michael Barnett. Number 3 in the batting order for Rock Island. 2 away. Pitch is outside the ball. Weibel kept it in front of him, and the runner stayed put out at second. Wilmette playing pretty much straight away, protecting the right field line, not as much as they are the left field line, it appears. Or at least from this angle. Maybe they're just playing straight away, and I might be off the angle that I'm viewing this. Now the pitch. That's a ball low outside. 2-0. There you see the outfield positioning, delivery. That's low a ball. And ball 4. So 2 on. And 2 out. Andrew Ervolino has begun warming up for Wilmette down the line. Throw to second. The runner back in time. There's Tyler Ulfig. And he takes the ball, ball 1. So Ervolino begins loosening up down the line. There's a strike. 1-1, 2 out. Top of the 5th inning. That's a ball. And the pitch, ground ball, comebacker. Fox underhands it to Bosco, and the top of the 5th is completed. Wilmette leads it 4-0. Bottom of the 5th, and Logan Weibel leading it off. Takes a pitch outside the ball. And a fly ball. Right fielder waits, takes it for the out. 1 up, 1 down. Here's Matt Bosco. And he takes a strike, strike one. Pat Erickson's gone the distance, 4-0 Wilmette. Hot shot, and foul. Down in the corner, out in the street. Bosco got around on it. Hit it well, but a little early. Pulled it foul, outside the ball. 1-2. On Matt Bosco. High bounder up the middle. Shortstop pickup. Throw to first. In time for the out. Took me a little while to recognize that signal from that umpire. He was not very demonstrative in the call for the out. Here's Tim Fox. And he sends a foul ball. Now the pitch by Erickson. Swing and a miss. Looked bad on that one. Went fishing in the Skokie Lagoons. Well outside. 0-2. 2 out, nobody gone. First game of a doubleheader here today on our end of things. Wilmette playing Rock Island in the first game, and the second game will be Wilmette playing Washington, Illinois, the home team. Soft little liner caught by the shortstop just behind second. And the Waves go quietly in the fifth. At the end of 5, it's Wilmette 4 and Rock Island 0. We'll be back with more.
Check out the current season games on YouTube and the list of the available games, both current season and great games of the past, available at the Metro Chicago Sports Network homepage website. Just go to the Metro Chicago Sports Network homepage website for the list of the games and go to YouTube to watch any of the games for the current season or great games of the past. Stop the text. Stop the wrecks. Drive now. Text later. A message in the public interest for the Metro Chicago Sports Network. Where we go to the top of the 6th inning.
And Foy, first pitch inning, fly ball right to center fielder Hamas for the out. 1 up, 1 down. Here's Dalton Howard. Swing and a miss, strike. Rock Island and Wilmette renewing a rivalry that goes back, probably about 12 years. 1-1. Although they haven't played in a couple of years, I don't think. There's a ball. And the count's gone blackjack. 21 to Dalton Howard, facing Tim Fox on the mound, who's into his delivery. And a strike. And the count evens up at deuces. Well, Irvelino had been warming up, but now he's just kind of holding the baseball down there in the bullpen. That's a ball. And I believe the count's full here. Strike 3, caught him looking, and there's 1 away. Where's that 2? 2 away. That's right, the fly out. Here's Mitch Erickson. So Mitch Erickson bats. And Fox delivers in a high fly ball. Hamas waiting for it. Takes it for the out in a quick 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the sixth. We go to the bottom of the sixth, and Wilmette leading this one 4-0. Here's Alex Kaplan to lead off the inning. Bottom of the sixth. So Wilmette will go into the seventh, definitely leading by at least 4. Shows bunt, let it go by for the strike, and it's up and 1-1. Washington, Illinois, just a little northeast of Peoria, line shot, stabbed by the pitcher over to first in time, and there's one away. And Sammy Visconti bats. Here's a strike 1. So 1-0, or 0-1 rather, on Visconti. Playing second base today. Little foul ball back. 0-2. And skied it. Shortstop calling for it, takes it for the out. 2 away. Here's Clay Sosinski. Now the pitch in there for a strike 1. Swing ground ball. Third baseman has it. Over to first at a quick 1-2-3, and we played through 6. Holloman go home time. Wilmette leading it 4-0 over Rock Island.
Now from the Metro Chicago Sports Network, instant YouTube upload notification by following us on Twitter at Braun Mark, or you can also Facebook us at Mark Braun. The other way to follow us is to go to the Metro Chicago Sports Network homepage and like us and follow us on Facebook on the Metro Chicago Sports Network Facebook page. You drink, you drive, you lose. A message in the public interest from the Metro Chicago Sports Network. Top of the 7th inning.
3-2. First pitch offering was a strike to Seth Albright. Batting here in the top of the 7th inning. And a foul ball. 0-2. Waves trying to finish this one off. And a ground ball. Foul. Hi-ho, to the 7th inning we've gone. No, it doesn't work. And the pitch inside the ball. 1-2 to Seth Albright. Foul ball back. And the count holds at 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and 1 away. Here's Sam Lutens. He doubled his last time up, left stranded, as all the runners have been for Rock Island. One out. And Tim Fox delivers. There's a strike, strike one. Foul ball. Well, got the Three Stooges still standing around out there in the bullpen. Pitch outside the ball. They've been standing out there for about 2 innings. 2-3 innings. A soft little liner. And in for the base hit. A single for Luton's. His second hit of the ball game. And back to the top of the batting order. Miguel Serrera bats. And Andrew Irvelino started to warm up again, I think. Ball one. Yeah, it is Irvelino. And a pitch low ball, 2-0. Toughest out to get. Final outs in the last inning. Ball gets away. And the runner moves up. 3-0 to Serrera. Runner with the lead. Now off second. And ball four. So 2 out. And we're going to have a pitching change. And the first offering from Andy Irvelino in there for a strike. Stephen Thomer, the batter, number 2 in the batting order for Rock Island. Strike 2. Ooh. Nice movement on that ball. 0-2. Runners with their lead. First and second. 1 out. Outside the ball. 1-2. And the pitch outside, he did go, strike 3. 2 away. And Michael Barnett, the batter. Last hope, number 3 in the batting order. Strike 1. It's low and inside the ball. 1-1 to Barnett. Well, we're away from the lake. We don't have any cooler near the lake working today. Swinging a bit of strike. 1-2. And Rock Island down to the last strike. The look in. And Irvelino delivers outside the ball. Count goes deuces. Michael Barnett waits. Irvelino pitch, swing, and a fly ball. Hamas right there for it. The out and the ball game all over. And the Wilmette Waves beat Rock Island by the score of 4-0.
Final word on this ball game for Wilmette. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors. They were struck out 5 times, walked 3, 5 left on base, and 5 stolen bases for the Wilmette Waves. For Rock Island, no runs, 5 hits, 3 errors. They were struck out 7 times, walked 5, and 9 left on base for Rock Island. So that'll do it for us for this ball game. Stick around for more sports action all during the season here on the Metro Chicago Sports Network, and we'll be here all year long like always. And for all of us, we say, as always, thanks for watching, and so long, everybody.